The things here, why you're early into Bitcoin, how the Argentina peso compares to the US dollar. We'll go through all of it as it comes up this morning. Anyway, let's jump straight into this for everyone. Argentine presidential candidate wants CBDCs to solve hyperinflation. Sergio Massa's stance on central bank digital currencies appear to be in complete opposition to Javier, a pro-Bitcoin candidate who wants to abolish Argentine central bank. Argentine presidential candidate Sergio has pledged to launch a central bank digital currency if elected to solve Argentine's long-lasting inflation crisis. I am clear that inflation is a huge problem in Argentina. The country's second leading candidate said in an October second presidential debate before outlining how he plans to solve the country's devastating inflation. We are going to launch the digital currency in Argentina. We're going to do it globally for all of Argentina, accompanied by a laundering law that allows those who have money abroad to bring it and use it freely without new taxes in parallel. We're going to keep going. It gets very scary with all of this. It's absolutely insane how they can think that this is a good thing and sell it as a good thing. That's the propaganda machine that is going on today. So dollarization is what generates the temptation of the dollar. Be patriots and defend our currency. Do not promote the use of the US dollar. The lawnmower man's here. Let me just close this door fully. Give me 2 secs and I'll be back. Hold on 1 minute. Sorry, I'm a little bit late on the stream today. I've spent the last hour and a half stretching. Greatest thing in the world. Just, we'll get into this, but Bitcoin, fix the money, fix the world. I hurt my back a couple of weeks ago and it's pretty good today. Yesterday it was fucking amazing. It was the best day that I had in 2 weeks. Today it is what it is. The doctor gave me these jar of pills. Absolutely fucked up. I can take one of these pills and feel good within like 5 to 10 minutes, or I can spend an hour and a half like I have been doing on the yoga mat and not feel anywhere near as good. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. So hour and a half on the yoga mat and it is what it is. Anyway, these things happen. Thanks for bearing with me. Anyway, Malau has previously signaled wanting to adopt the US states dollar as Argentine's currency. As an economist and libertarian, Milei has long been a skeptic of central banking. Part of his campaign promises is to abolish Argentine's central bank. Malau previously referred to Bitcoin as a reaction against central bank scammers and said that the Argentine peso allows politicians to scam Argentines with inflation. We've got this chart here, but I'm going to bring it up a little bit clearer for you as well. The Argentine peso has fallen 99% against the US dollar since December 2023. How the hell does a CBDC replace this? No idea. Most data suggests Argentina's inflation is the third largest globally, only trailing Venezuela and Lebanon. G'day, Bitcoin Moon Guy, and for everyone lurking in the chat this morning, make sure you do say g'day. So let's get into this. This is Google search trends for Bitcoin in Argentina over the last 5 years. What really surprised me here, because we'll get into what it is worldwide. Remember, this is only at 11 today. We did see a spike here. I think this was in 2022, June 2022 there, and earlier in 2021. Come on, this chart doesn't work real well. It's not real user friendly. Anyway, the main takeaway here is Bitcoin is only at 11. And look at this chart. We'll bring it up clearly. The Argentine peso to the United States dollar. This is 2005 to now. It's just lost 99.16% of its value there. How a CBDC solves this? G'day. Hey, to everyone in the chat. I have no idea. The CBDCs are actually going to make it worse for everyone. Now, check out this. So this is the Bitcoin charts, the Argentine peso chart, and it only goes back to 18th of June 2014. But Bitcoin's at an all-time high, ladies and gentlemen. That's the power of Bitcoin. slowly, then suddenly fix the money, fix the world. They want to bring in CBDCs and potentially ban Bitcoin once they bring in the CBDCs. And it's the only way to be able to give true hope globally. And it's already happening. Some people say Bitcoin's not working. Well, look at that. I'm trying not to swear as much lately. The better I feel, the easier it is. Anyway, isn't that crazy? This chart here, Bitcoin is at an all-time high. So even if they were to buy it at the top, they'd be up. It's pretty incredible. We are going to get into Cuba as well. What's happening? Morning numbers. We are at block height 810,651. Let us know when you watch the replay what we're at. Exchange rate. We'll jump into that in a second. Couple of things that I want to show you. Interesting. Local time 7:51. Now, next halving, it's only 29,349 blocks away. Average block time 10 minutes and 2 seconds. Pretty much spot on. So Luke Broyles put this in really good. And then I got a funny story about the US debt clock. G'day from Ireland. How awesome. Where is everyone from in the chat this morning? If you can, hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. The US seriously just added 275 billion in debt. Today, we are on track to hit 34 trillion by the end of October, when we just hit 33 trillion last month. Context TARP, 2000 hour bailout, 475 billion. Bitcoin supply remaining 52 billion. Added 17,000 debt. More debt per taxpayer today, 1,700. If we keep this pace up for the next 4 months, we'll double the US national debt. If we keep this pace up for the next 4 months, we will double the US national debt. Don't forget unfunded liabilities. Wow, what a time. Hopefully that can you hear the lawnmower man? Couldn't have picked a better time. Get off zero, get self-custody. $1 million daily Bitcoin candles will be coming. I yesterday was saying we're going to see $10,000 candles next year after the halving. So have fun ignoring the Bitcoin freight train, insane sovereign debt, horse breeders, choo-choo. Couple of things here. So this is the Bitcoin price chart that I wanted to bring up. We're up 1.3%, 27,694. 694. I like the number 69. Yin and yang. So we've had a high of 27,817 with a low of 27,265. Crypto market, I was at 1.23, but what's down should be down today. That's the only reason I brought this up. So this is the trends of Google, on Google Trends, Bitcoin worldwide. And you can see here worldwide, it's at 14. So worldwide, people are Googling Bitcoin more than what they are in Argentina, where Argentina's right now need it more so than most of the rest of the world. It's just a little bit of food for thought. So we're not doing our job enough. We need to be able to get this information in front of the right people. That Bitcoin does fix this. It truly does. And we can see that on this chart here. If they were to buy Bitcoin at the all-time high, they would be over 100% in profit already, and they wouldn't have lost all that purchasing power that they have since 2004. It's just, isn't that catastrophic? 99.16% down. Let us know how loud that lawnmower is. There's nothing much I can do about it. US government so this is hilarious. US government, we need to stop the spread of fake news on X. Mainstream media, why printing trillions of dollars may not cause inflation. This was by CNBC over a year ago. Crazy. US government, we need to stop the spread of fake news on X, mainstream media. Why printing trillions of dollars may not cause inflation. How wrong were they? Of course they knew. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. They knew what would happen. And all it's about is putting people out of work, getting the money into the hands of the rich people, the Cantillon effect. It is what it is. Those closest to the money printer are going to win. And I hold my body tense. Anyway, they knew this was going to happen. it's catastrophic. It's to say they didn't expect it. It's insanity. Like every Bitcoiner called it out. Anyway, this back over in Australia, and g'day Australia, with over 220 million lost to scammers throughout cryptocurrency in 2022, we're introducing new measures to help protect our customers from the risk of fraud and scams. What's changing? From November 7th, 23, we may limit the amount you can pay to certain accounts or merchants. So we don't even need CBDC. So just come in and choose. 100% you'll still be able to go to Crown Casino and blow $10,000, $100,000 in a night there. Crown Casino is obviously a massive casino here in Australia, but they won't allow you to. Sorry if the movement's distracting. It is what it is. I need to keep moving, otherwise it does its thing. Anyway, for example, those we believe to be associated with cryptocurrency exchanges to no more than $10,000 in total from all of your accounts each calendar month. Welcome. It's either CBDCs or just the traditional fiat banking system, which is slavery, or you can choose Bitcoin. It's your choice, ladies and gentlemen. So I posted this morning, is the US debt clock working for people? I think this is a psyop. If I have too many Bitcoin tabs open, they're blocking access. We'll see if it's working now. Gary was saying, yep, 33.45 trillion plus unfunded liabilities. So this is as good as it's gotten for me. Earlier it said the site could not be reached. So it's, yeah. That's the state of it. It is a bit of a site. Let's hit refresh and see if we can get anywhere. Like even, hey, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, well, we got the pictures and we've got no numbers. We'll let that load in the background and we'll come back to it. We'll see the furthest we've gotten. And good morning, Pride. Good morning to everyone. The truth behind Cuba's Bitcoin revolution and on-the-ground report, from addressing runaway inflation to providing a secure way to save money, Bitcoin can be a critical economic tool for Cubans. What I did with this is I posted it on Twitter this morning. The full article, it's really good. Just jump on there at Sean Clark 911 and reread that. Otherwise, it's Cointelegraph, the Cuba Bitcoin revolution. A couple of things that I want to bring up here, because we talked about Argentina and it's the same thing that's happening here. The Cuban peso has devalued so much over the last few years that carrying bags of cash is increasingly common among the rich and the poor. It sounded like a rock just got flung pretty hard from the lawnmower, but they've quietened down. In practice, even if someone bull run at 69,000, there's that number 69 again. Maybe that's why I like it so much, because as the peak, their money is worth much less in Cuban pesos, whereas Bitcoin dropped 80% to its bear market low. It has since recovered 100%, and the peso has devalued by 90%. What a beautiful, iconic photo there. Pretty sad what is happening in Cuba, though. It's common to describe visiting Cuba as a time warp. It's not hyperbole. Cuba cannot access world markets, financial institutions, or trade. The United States has subjected Cuba to a trade embargo, the longest in modern history since the island nation nationalized US oil refineries in 1960. Just really quickly, I put out an interview with Nico Moran yesterday. Super cool video. I filmed it a while ago, but it's absolutely epic. So if you haven't seen that, jump on there and watch that. That'll be under videos, not under the lives there. In regards to this, the United States has subjected Cuba to a trade embargo, the longest in modern history since the island nation nationalized US oil refineries in 1960. Isn't that disgusting? So adopting Bitcoin. What amazes me is the tiny amounts of money Cubans put aside to save money or stack. So saving 1,000 Satoshis, less than $1 a week, is meaningful to a Cuban on $40 monthly. The Cuban peso may not be here in 10 years, but Bitcoin certainly will, and that is true. So since we're denied access to exchanges by default for being Cuban, we can never do KYC, know your customers. So that's a good thing for us, at least in terms of privacy. Buying Bitcoin peer-to-peer and storing Bitcoin by taking ownership of the private keys is safer. Customers who trusted custodians such as FTX, BlockFi, Celsius, and Vold with their crypto were wiped out. Cubans don't have that option, and while it takes longer, it's more secure. Not your keys, not your coins. Get your Bitcoin off your exchange. Use Bitcoin-only exchanges if you can. Like you can in Australia, we have the Amber app. There's a thing in the description, I think. If not, use it, don't use it, I don't know. Just use Bitcoin only and then take it into self-custody is the best bet. Now, this is crazy. This is back over in Australia. Obviously, energy is a massive thing within Bitcoin. Got about 3 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen, so let's race through this. Energy is a massive thing. In Australia, it's totally banned. I had the privilege of speaking at the Mount Isa Nuclear Power Forum today, organised by Rob Catter. And the sad reality is that despite the eagerness of the region to embrace nuclear power to solve their energy issues, politicians from Canberra back in the 90s already made that decision for them, preventing them from ever considering the role that nuclear power could play as a result of the bans at the federal and the state level. This would have come about, they would have had funding for their election campaign by the coal mining magnates, and that's why these embargoes, or not the embargoes, but these rules would be in place to decide that we can't use technology that would really, nuclear is probably our best option. We're going to get into something that's absolutely disgusting in a moment. Surely the people in Mount Isa should have the power to build a reactor if they want one. All they need to do is just put one massive one in the middle of Australia, in the middle of the desert, away from absolutely everything, no fault lines or anything, and then connect all of Australia with substations. Don't know if you can get that energy out over that far, but I reckon they'd be able to find a way. And there's not much in the middle of Australia. There's a lot of desert. There's not a lot in Australia unless you're on the edges. Like that's where 99% of the population reside. This was the premise. Surely the people should be able to build one if they want to. Premise of his speech, lifting the bans gives power back to the regions to choose what options work best for them so they can take control of their future. The undemocratic and out-of-touch bans on nuclear energy must be lifted. We've got a video to watch in a second. If you have made it this far and you've put up with me, just a reminder to stay fit and healthy and to stretch. Like yoga has been the greatest thing, and the last couple of weeks has been a reminder to continue to stretch and to be able to do that. Anyway, that's my public service announcement for today. Let's just listen to a little bit of this video here. And this is crazy. This is in regards to wind turbines and energy.
Bushland along ranges close to the central and northern Queensland coast. Protests are coming from places like this. Okay, we're on the Lotus Creek wind farm site, and we've just found a koala. This is just incredible. It's so they're going to clear all this bushland to put up all these monstrosities that decimate the bird population, that provide, I've done really well without swearing, that provide very little power and require power to be able to start up their turbines. They're not generators. It's absolutely insanity. So like Australia, it's national, like one of our national creatures, like the most well known aside from drop bears is koalas, and they're just going to ruin their habitat. Let's keep going. Woken up, they eat these tea tree or eucalyptus leaves, and they get like really high and really stoned. So they're like a really lazy animal. So when he said he's just woken up, like it's the middle of the day, they're a very lazy creature. They're actually pretty ferocious as well, and that's no joke. You see him there? That's local photographer Stephen Nowakowski, and he's alerting the rest of us to what's going on in the name of renewable energy. Yeah, renewable energy.
absolutely destructive. And then when the blades are like messed up and they're destroyed and they are no longer serviceable, they're literally just dumping them in the rainforest and sites like that. It's absolutely insane. But they're going to clear a lot of that land to be able to put up these ugly wind farms, and it'll just be flat pastures. Crazy. Now, this is a reminder for everyone. If you've made it this far, you're doing the right thing, you're stacking, your Bitcoin is off the exchange, you're probably all out of crypto, but just be careful of this. This is insane. Kevin O'Leary, he was the biggest promoter of FTX. Now, just take a listen.
Where is the fastest emerging capital of capital? It's Abu Dhabi. I'm optimistic. They haven't announced it yet, but I know with certainty there's a new exchange coming there called M2, backed by billions of dollars, a global franchise, totally transparent on its ownership, and 100% compliant with its regulator, the ADGM, and the offloading and onboarding of capital from one of the world's largest...
Sorry, I'll turn the sound up a little bit more. Basically, what he's doing is promoting another exchange again. Kevin O'Leary is shilling yet another crypto exchange. Kevin advertises new exchanges backed by billions of dollars, totally transparent and 100% compliant. Where have we heard this story before? Run away. That's the biggest message, is Kevin O'Leary is starting to remind me of Jim Cramer, and maybe not quite. I've got more respect for Kevin O'Leary than Jim Cramer, but it's disappearing pretty quickly. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Watch that Nico Moran interview. Absolute ripper of an interview. Thanks so much. Remember to stretch. Drink your spring water. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. Like Bitcoin, life has its ups and its downs, and some days you'll feel better than others. Just ride those waves. Be blessed. Peace.